Hey guys, it's Nutty News here, back with another video, and today we are doing episode 2 of the Nutty News series. So again, just like in the first episode, we will be going through 3 articles that I have handpicked that I have deemed to be weird, wacky, or nutty. And I have decided to probably try and post about 2 times a week. It might be more, it might be less. Again, I'm kind of unsure, but I'm leaning towards doing 2 times a week. Again, I will be posting all of the articles in the description. Actually, sorry. I will not be posting in the description because I need to post more videos before I can actually make links clickable in the description. So I'll actually be posting them in the comments section like I did in my first video. And guess what? I have a special guest with me. I have the creator, Ike Monster Productions. I will also be putting his YouTube channel in the comments section down below. Ike Monster Productions, do you have anything to say?
Like and subscribe to Ike Monster Productions and Nutty News.
Alrighty, so there you go. Again, I will be putting all of the articles as well as his YouTube channel down in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching, and without further ado, it's Nutty News time, baby. Let's go. Alright, so our first article is this one right here. It is titled, Hank the Tank, the bear behind 21 home invasions, has been captured near Lake Tahoe. Now, this was posted on August 7th, 2023, and it's by Emily Olson. Alrighty, so to start this off, a bear was essentially caught on Friday, August 4th, and this bear is known as Hank the Tank. He's a well-known menace in the town of South Tahoe, and he is known for 152 reports of conflict behavior, including not 1, not 2, not 3, but 28 home break-ins.
He's like a little bear that comes and robs your house.
Exactly. He's like a little bear that comes and robs your house. I imagine a bear with a little burglar costume on. I don't know. But anyways, now, these reports of conflict behavior were actually due to multiple bears. And the one caught on Friday was known as Bear 64F. So, excuse me. Hank the Tank is not one bear. He or she is multiple bears. So there are multiple Hanks. And it's not one gender, it's both male and female. And again, the one caught on Friday is known as 64F. Why is it known as 64F? Because this is how it got tagged by biologists. I'll talk about it later in the video. Now, people have began to blame these Hank the Tanks and their behavior due to unsecure garbage cans and habitat encroachment. Because, they're living in a very, I wouldn't say I guess somewhat urban area, and, they don't have that many, places to go to. So they've kind of just been wandering around this little town. And along with the fact that the garbage cans are not very secure, they're kind of acting like raccoons in this instance, in which they're literally just digging through people's trash, which is not good. My mom actually had this happen to her once before I was born. It was a long, long time ago, and she said it was absolutely terrifying. So I can only imagine how these people feel to wake up multiple times and see a bear digging through their trash multiple times. That must be terrible and terrifying. These bears are menaces.
If I saw a bear outside, I would call the 911 to come help me.
I definitely would as well. I would be scared. Very scared. I don't know. I'm just not a very big fan of bears because they're known to be really aggressive. Now, these are black bears, and black bears actually aren't that bad. Grizzly bears are much, much more territorial. Polar bears are much, much more evil. Polar bears are some of the most evil animals. I don't like polar bears. But black bears are less scared. They'll run away. In other words, if it's black, fight back, and if it's brown, get on the ground. And if it's white, stay in fright because you're going to die. So that's usually how it goes. But anyways, 64F, the female bear, she actually has 3 cubs. And what they're planning on doing is relocating her and her cubs to a Colorado sanctuary, which is good because, that's perfect. She and her cubs shouldn't be in this environment. It's bad for both her and for, the people living in this community. So I think that this is a great idea. Now, how they first discovered her was in March, they found her and they tagged her. But unfortunately, this collar that they had that was tagging her fell off about 2 months later. The good thing, though, is that using the data that they had already gotten, they were still able to find her from the many bears that, are out and about right now. I think it says that, they found her from, around roughly 500 bears in the Lake Tahoe region, which is actually pretty cool. Go biology. I like biology. And, basically, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the article. It kind of goes into a little bit about bears and talks about what they normally like to eat. It says here that they like to eat, like berries, seeds and insects. And they're primarily plant-based, but what makes them a top predator is their ability to adapt based on the environment. In this instance, one of these hanks has adapted quite well by eating a 2-gallon tub of ice cream from one of the neighbor's trash cans. What are your comments on that, I Monster Productions?
That bear must have had an uncomfortable stomach after that.
I would imagine it probably did. Although, I don't know how much bears can eat. They probably can eat a lot more than us because they weigh much more than us. But honestly, I'm surprised they don't weigh more. 275 pounds and 500 pounds even doesn't seem like that much. I mean, I guess black bears aren't super big, but I know that, grizzly bears can weigh, well over a ton. No, sorry, not a ton. Half a ton. So, over 1,000 pounds. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, I just feel like it'd be more. But I don't know. I digress. Either way, that's still a lot of weight, and that's still terrifying. So, yeah. And to end off the article, Dr. Stacy Baker, who's a veterinarian who works with the local nonprofit Bear League, says that it's instinctual for bears to search the landscape for food. So therefore, she says that in order to maintain a bear-safe community, she wants people to start securing their garbage cans, with bear-proof containers and stuff like that, and just generally being more, self-conscious about the bears in the area. So hopefully both the people and the bears are safe. So yeah, any final comments at Monster Productions on this article?
I think it's great that they're making sure all the bears are safe and they aren't in that environment anymore.
I completely agree. I like the fact that they are trying to take 64F to a new area and relocate her. And as for the other bears, they're just trying to keep them safe by, making the people do, or at least suggesting for them to do certain precautions. Because, unfortunately, the habitat that they're in isn't very good for them or the people, so it's good that we're taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Alright, so that is the first article. The next article is a time traveler shares a photo from year 5000, and it's not good news. This was made by Kara O'Neill, and it was posted on August 13th, 2023. Now, this one is pretty short. The last two aren't super long. But basically, a man by the name of Edward claimed that he is a traveler from the year 5000, so about 3,000 years into the future, and says that humanity is not in a very good place. Now, why, you might be asking? Well, if we take a look at this photo right here, you might be like, why is that entire city underwater? It kind of reminds you of something like Atlantis, which, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Atlantis is real. I could be wrong, but regardless, it's pretty concerning. I don't think I want to live underwater because then we would drown. Any comments at Monster Productions?
Like, this would mean, like, the water levels are rising so much that, like, people would have to live on, like, Mount Everest to survive and, like, to be above water, and that's just not right with, like, the billions of people that will end up being on our world then.
Exactly correct at Monster Productions. And in fact, that's actually what Edward says is the reason that this city is underwater, as he claims that the photo was from the ice caps melting, which forced everyone to move underwater. Which is, I mean, wow. I honestly, the fact that the water level rose that much is insane. I don't know if that's even possible, but if it is, that terrifies me. That terrifies me. If that's any reason to try and stop global warming, because it is a very real thing, then I don't know, we should definitely help global warming. Yes.
I mean, look, we don't have much time to try and stop global warming, so we need to try and, like, make moves now to try and stop it as soon as possible.
Exactly, at Monster Productions, I completely agree. Because if this photo is true, then I'm terrified. I say I'm terrified a lot because most of these articles are, as I said, weird, wacky, and nutty. There are going to be some that are funny, like the third article, but these first two have been shocking. All right, now. Oh.
And I'm also terrified that there's a man that said he's from the year 5000.
Yeah, that's another scary thing. I was actually just about to talk about that. But what he basically says is that he was part of a secret time traveling experiment in 2004, and this literally let him travel into the future, 3,000 years into the future, and take this photo. So whether this is true or not, we don't know. Whether this is photoshopped or not, we don't know. Who knows? Again, I just thought it was wacky and nutty enough to show you guys, and I found this extremely interesting. Really, really interesting. A little bit more news on time travelers in general. As I've said, we already talked about Edward uh, with, the whole situation of everybody being forced to live underwater because of global warming, which, again, is no bueno. Alright, well, in this article, it also talks about another time traveler named Noah from 2030. He was on an interview with Australian radio host Kyle and Jackie O, and he makes a startling claim that Martin Luther King's only granddaughter, Yolanda Renee King, will be the President of the United States in 2030. And if you know how old she is, you're probably asking, well, how does that make sense? Because in 2030, she would be in her early 20s. Well, he claims that they will basically pass a new law that makes it so you can be younger to be a president. And for anyone who doesn't know, the current age to be a president is 35 years or older. So they'd have to decrease it 15 years, which is a lot. And whether they do that or not, I guess we will see in the next 7 years. This one seems more plausible to me, probably because it's not as drastic. But, I mean, honestly, who knows? Only time can tell. But yeah, just some really interesting stuff. I've heard of time travelers before, but we just have some new reports on some new time travelers. Any final comments, Monster?
Like, I feel like all this time traveler stuff is sort of just, like, kind of dystopian stuff that sort of just makes you think about, like, is this stuff actually true or end up being true? And, like, the stuff about how global warming will be in the future is, like, dystopian, too. Like, living underwater, that's just scary.
I completely agree. It is definitely dystopian. I don't think the second one's as dystopian as much, but the first one's definitely dystopian. And honestly, with where global warming's going, who knows? I don't want to be a fearmonger, but we do really need to get, on global warming. But regardless, that's a topic for another day. Our final article, and this one is, something lighthearted. we've been talking about bears, and then we talked about our potential future. The first and the second one, especially, being quite dire. But now we have a pretty funny, lighthearted article to wrap up the video. And it is, why are cats scared of cucumbers? Now, like in the last video, I will play the video, or at least some of the video, after I read through the article with you guys. But this article was made by Emily, and it was updated on August 10th, 2023. Alright, now you're probably wondering, well, why would anyone ask this question? It's a very random question. Well, the question came from a trend where people would essentially place cucumbers behind their cats without them noticing, and then the cats would turn around and they would literally leap in the air because they were scared of the cucumbers. Which sounds very funny, but I feel a little bit bad for the cats, but we'll get into that, a little bit later in the video. Alright, but anyways, you're probably asking, okay, so we have the question, well, what's the answer? Now, there is no definitive answer so far, but there are two popular theories on why this happens. The first one is that some people think that it has to do with the fact that a cucumber kind of looks like a snake. And snakes are actually known to attack and even eat cats. I think I've seen this before somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. I know that snakes can fit very large things inside of them. But can it fit a cat? I don't even know. That just sounds crazy to me. How can it even open its mouth up that wide? Do you have any comments on that, sir?
Like, that feels like something you'd see in, like, a cartoon, like a snake eating a cat and then, like, going through its whole body.
Exactly. That's probably where I saw it, in all honesty. Because something like that just, like, literally does not make any sense. Like, how does it even fit a cat inside of it? I have no idea. But regardless, apparently they're known to attack and eat cats. I guess it could, like... I don't want to get too graphic, but I guess it wouldn't eat it whole. That's all I'm going to say on the matter, but regardless. The second theory is that this one I think makes more plausible sense. I feel like the first one's a little bit far-fetched. I could be wrong, but I think it's just the idea that the cucumber kind of just comes out of nowhere. And I think what they compare it to in the article, which I think makes sense, is it has the same effect as someone kind of sneaking up on you, and then you turn around, they're like right in your face, and that startles you. I think it's a good analogy to how, the cats feel when cucumbers are just placed behind them. I think that they're connected in some way. So I think that one makes the most sense. Maybe it could be the first one. I think it's more probable it's the second theory. Maybe it's both. Who knows? What do you think, Bobble? Do you think it's the first or the second?
I think that, like, the cats are just scared that something's popping out at them. It's like something's jump scaring them.
Okay, so Babo thinks it's the second one, and I agree with him. Yeah, it kind of is like they're being jump scared, I guess, because it doesn't have like the audio part of a jump scare, but it has the visual part. I don't know, but yeah, I think we've all been startled by people just kind of just turning around and seeing something like directly in front of us, like a person. I bet people have all startled us before. So that's why I think that the second one makes more sense, but who knows? Alright, and regardless, now, you watching this video may be like, okay, well, this sounds pretty funny. I'm going to go and do this to my cat. Please don't. It's not very good for their health. And the reason being is that it can quite literally cause cat anxiety. And the kind of long and short of why is basically because the cat is left in the dark about why the cucumber came out of nowhere. Like, obviously you know why, the cucumber appeared out of nowhere because you were the one who placed it there, right? And obviously an intelligent human can understand what happened, as it says here, and hopefully laugh it off. But cats don't understand. It's different for them. They can't put together why a cucumber would just be behind them, and in turn, as silly as this sounds, it literally can make them paranoid and lead to very real levels of stress and potentially significant behavioral changes as a result, according to the article. So please don't do this to any cats. I know it sounds silly that they can't just laugh it off, but they're obviously much different than humans. They're not nearly as smart, okay? They don't understand. And, we want to keep them safe because, I'm not exactly the biggest cat person. Bob, are you a big cat person?
I mean, I like dogs more. I sort of see cats as sort of just like they kind of creep me out a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I think cats creep me out a little bit too. I'm definitely more of a dog person. But regardless, whatever animal it is, we shouldn't be trying to scare them or hurt them in any way because, they deserve the same respect that we do as well. So, yeah, please don't do this to any cats. And, yeah, that was the last article. So, here's a little bit of the video. I'll just play like the first 3 seconds so you can see what I mean by cats getting scared. So as you can see, we have this cucumber which was placed behind the cats. They're just minding their own business, and here's what happens. And there you go. As you can see, that cat quite literally jumped like 15 feet in the air. I don't know if I can find that. Wait, hold on. Okay, that's going to be hard to get. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But regardless, you can see the cats genuinely do get scared. And yeah, you can laugh it off and it's lighthearted. But the implications obviously are a little bit darker with how they can actually be negatively affected mentally. So, yeah, well, it's funny. Please don't do it. But the fact that the cat jumps that high, holy moly. Monster, do you have any comments? Look at this. You see the cat, right? Look how high it jumps.
I think it jump over a fence.
Yeah, quite literally. It's like a deer. We had a deer one time, and we have a fence. It's pretty tall, and the deer literally just hopped the thing. And how tall do you think our fence is?
Probably 7 feet tall.
So 7 feet tall. This deer jumped over 7 feet. This is a cat. Obviously, it's a lot smaller. Its legs are a lot smaller. But I feel sized, when you kind of similar to, I don't know. It's kind of like a frog. It jumps like a frog. Very high in the air. I don't know. Kind of crazy they can jump that high. If it was our size, with our legs, imagine how high it could jump. If it was a deer size, with a deer's legs, imagine how high it could jump. I don't know. Imagine how high a frog could jump in those instances. I don't know. This is probably a stupid comparison, but whatever. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching this second video. Again, I will be trying to post, 2 videos a week. Again, it may be more, it may be less. I don't know. Things are beginning to start up soon. I'm getting busy again, but I hope that I'll be able to post more. Any final words, Monster?
I was so honored to be in this video, and I may end up being in more videos, maybe not, we'll see. Just make sure to like and subscribe to Nutty News and Monster Productions. Thanks, everyone.
I completely agree. Thank you very much, Monster. I will definitely be having him appear in more videos if he wants to. And again, please subscribe to both my channel and Monster Productions, which I will post in the description below, as well as the links to all 3 of these articles. Sorry, not the description, the comment section. I will be posting the link to his channel and the 3 videos in the comment section.
And also make sure to share with your friends and family just to spread the word about these channels, and it will give you some great entertainment.
I could not have said that better. Please share, comment with both of our channels. Spread the love. All right, we're making good content. At least I think we are. I don't know. And we're having fun with it. And I think that's the most important thing, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing this anyways. And I thought, again, just like I said in the last video, hey, what if I did this? And I also showed other people so they could have some laughs and just also be informed about weird things too. Nutty things. So without further ado, thank you for watching. And peace out.
I'll see you later, Nutty News.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.